everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am bringing you my October favorites, or my current beauty favorites, whatever you want to call it. I don't have a lot of stuff from the month of October. I'm going to start out with eye products today. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about was this e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow palette that I bought a few months back. And this is what it looks like. It is such a beautiful little palette of shimmery neutral colors. I have been reaching for this a lot in the month of October. I kind of wanted to branch out and stop using my Renaissance palette so much. So this is kind of like a supplementary kind of palette in the sense that it doesn't have any like matte neutrals in here that you can use for transition. This is meant mostly for shimmer. You could feasibly create an eye look out of this palette if you wanted to, I think, but it would be all shimmers. And for me personally, I'm not about wearing just shimmers on my eyes. I know it can be done. I don't really like doing that. I like mixing my mattes and shimmers, or if I went all the way with one formula, it would be all mattes, not all shimmers, because I just don't think that it makes for a great eye look. You don't get the contrast that you need and the crease with the colors that you have in this palette. But feasibly, I think you could do it if you really wanted to. Yeah, this is a great little product. I think it's like $10. That's what I paid for it at the store. I'm really enjoying it. The formula itself is actually quite nice. It's very pigmented. It's just really pretty, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that on my hand, but it is just really nice, and just provides, you know, kind of like extra or different shimmery colors that you can use with your makeup. So I have really been enjoying it. The other eye product that I have for you today is the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow Palette. It is the 9 Artist Shadow Palette, and it is number 4, and this is what the outside packaging looks like. And then inside, this is the most recent that they have released, I believe, and it is a palette with nothing but mattes, and it's got 3 separate, you know, rows or columns of matte shadows, and each row is supposed to create a specific look. It came with a little booklet and, you know, guide to how to use each of these 3 sets of colors. But I mean, I use the whole thing together, and I mean, especially I gravitate towards these 3 here and this little guy right here. I really am enjoying using this palette. Of course, with Makeup Forever, their eyeshadows are probably some of the best that are on the market, I think. I've got a few of their shadows. I'm actually wearing one that I received in my Sephora Play box a month or 2 ago on my eyelids right now, and I really love their eyeshadow formula. I was so impressed with the ones that I have. I'm really enjoying these. I mean, Makeup Forever really has got their handle on how to do eyeshadow. I want to build out my Makeup Forever eyeshadow collection, so I think I'm gonna start buying more of them to give them a try, because these shadows are like really great quality. And I know that a lot of people talk about these shadows on YouTube, but I don't think that they get really the attention and recognition that they deserve. These eyeshadows are so soft and buttery. The matte shadows blend beautifully. I've only used one shimmer shadow of theirs, and that's the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. What they sent me was kind of like a dime-sized pan. I want to get the full-sized pan and start creating a Makeup Forever eyeshadow Z palette. I think I'm gonna start doing that, and you'll probably see these shadows popping up more and more, because I just think that they're beautiful, and I think that, you know, I really want to, you know, kind of bring more attention, at least on my channel, to how much I really love these eyeshadows. They're just gorgeous. So I have been really gravitating toward my ColourPop eyeshadows lately, especially the matte shadows. I've been really kind of intimidated to use the ColourPop matte shadows. I just was always afraid that, you know, it just wasn't going to come out right or whatever. I tend to use my ColourPop shadows with my fingers, but with these guys you have to use a brush. The matte shadows are so beautiful, and they're so soft and creamy. I've got Central Perk, which is one that I've been gravitating to a lot this last month. And I mean, it is just this beautiful kind of burgundy color that I love using on my outer corner. These shadows blend so softly and so beautifully. Another one that I have been using a lot since I've received it mid-month was Tang. And this is part of their new, their fall edit. Tang is the most beautiful, like plummy purple transition color that I own, I think. That's it right there. I mean, these shadows are so beautiful and they're so soft and they blend so easily. So if you do have some ColourPop matte eyeshadows that you're not using, I would urge you to go ahead and start using them. They're really they're not hard at all to use. They go on the brush, they blend out beautifully. You can build them up nicely. You know, they're just really, really great. Then the last ColourPop shadow that I wanted to mention is Static, which I bought this last winter and then they released it as part of their fall edit this year. And this is also another burgundy shade, another cranberry color. I mean, notice the theme. Static is actually a pearlized finish, and it is very similar to Central Perk, as you can see there. I blended Central Perk out just a little bit, so that's why it looks lighter. It's my jam this fall. I'm just like gravitating towards these three colors quite a bit, using them in different ways, but still, you know, just really, really loving these three eyeshadows. And yeah, wanting definitely to explore more of the ColourPop matte shadows because I just think they're really nice, and I don't want to miss out on using them. I'm sort of cheating because I'm adding this. I you know, thought about it back and forth, and I'm all like, you know what, it's still the month of October, and this particular product has quickly risen to the top of my favorites, and that is my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I am in the shade 108, which is caramel beige. I think it's a little bit light for me, but I bronze up and and everything's good because my tan is starting to fade anyway. I resisted buying this foundation for the longest time. I decided I wanted to do a drugstore tutorial, so it was a perfect opportunity to try this. I could just slap myself for waiting so long to try this foundation out. You've heard me rave and go on and on and on about the Charlotte Tilbury foundation and how much I love it and how glowy it is and how perfect it makes my skin look and all of that. This is easily just as beautiful as my Charlotte Tilbury. I love this foundation. This is my third time using it, but it is a ride or die because I cannot deny how nice it looks on my skin, and it stays matte. That is, you know, probably one of the biggest things is that it is very long lasting and it stays matte. Now I do have to use a mattifying primer with this because my skin has gotten oily. I'm trying some new skincare products, and I think that that's really what's triggering the oiliness in my face, on my forehead and on my cheeks right here. I'm super, super oily now. I've been using this foundation because the Lancome just kept getting way too oily. It wasn't holding back all the oils, and I just can't get over how beautiful and how long lasting is the finish. Boom, like that, it made my favorites for this month, and it's probably gonna be like a ride or die. I think I have that kind of feeling about it. So if you haven't tried it, go out and get it. It is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. The next thing I want to talk about with you guys is my favorites in lip product. I've noticed that, you know, there's a trend right now where you know, the reds that are coming out for this fall season are very brown in tone, or even have a little bit of orange thrown in, and that color to me is just absolutely beautiful. It is very fresh. It is, you know, very of the moment and just different from all of the vampy colors that are out there. One of my favorite products that has that type of color is the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipsticks, and I'm talking about the lipstick in Maple. This color has been my obsession, you know, this past month. It is just the most beautiful shade of red with a little bit of brown tone and maybe even a little bit of orange thrown in. It is very It's very fresh and very new, and not your typical, you know, deep berry or deep plum vampy lip, but it is so on trend right now, and I am absolutely loving this color. Not to mention that the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche formula is beautiful. It is so nice. It is soft and it's very moisturizing to my lips. It has a really pretty kind of grapey kind of fruit smell to it, but the formula is beautiful. It is opaque, it is moisturizing, it is definitely a relief from all of the liquid lipsticks that are out there. It is my go-to, and the lip gloss that I like to top this particular lipstick with sometimes. Sometimes I wear it on my own, sometimes I will use it in conjunction with Maple, but it is this lip gloss by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is called Bordeaux, and it is described as a brown red, and it is a brown red, and it is spot on, I think, with the Amuse Bouche. And I really love to pair these together because they just look so good together. Now the Bordeaux, the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss is going to be a little bit deeper in tone, but it helps to, you know, deepen up and make the maple a little bit more dramatic, I think. And they just look so good together. And this has been like my dream lipstick lip gloss combination for October. Seriously, I wore this at least half the month, because I just love the colors. I love the combination, and my lips really, really need and want that moisture. And so, yeah, this has been it for me, for the most part, for the month of October. However, towards the end of the month, I received another ColourPop order that I made, and I got a couple of colors that I have been completely obsessed with since receiving that order. And the first one that I wanted to talk about was the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Suki. And it is this beautiful kind of like deep plum color, and it just, you know, it's really nice. It's good when I want to wear a vampy lip, but, you know, I don't want to have, you know, a liquid lipstick. I want something that's not quite as opaque. And the ColourPop glosses are not quite as opaque as the Anastasia glosses, as you can see them side by side right there. But this color is a really, really pretty kind of deep purpley plum color. And I just think it looks really, really pretty. It's not quite a deep berry. It's not quite that vampy purple. It is somewhere in between. It is a little bit on the vampy side, but it has a little bit of the mauve to it. The longevity for the ColourPop is probably less than the Anastasia. The Anastasia formula is a lot more opaque. It's a lot thicker, and the color stays truer longer. Suki is definitely one of my more favorite colors for the month of October. The last ColourPop lip product that I have today that made my favorites for October is the Ultra Satin lipstick in Barracuda. And the Ultra Satin formula from ColourPop is my favorite lipstick formula from them. I tend to shy away from the Ultra Mattes because they are very, very drying on my lips, even with lip balm underneath. You know, after a few hours, it really just starts to feel super uncomfortable on my lips. And so I tend to gravitate more to the satin formula versus the Ultra Matte. The Barracuda is part of their fall edit, and it is just to die for, in my opinion. I'm actually wearing Barracuda today, and here it is swatched. And it's just a beautiful, deep, brown toned, rosy, mauve kind of color. I don't know. It's just very, very nice. It's like a dark pink rose nude kind of color. It's super comfortable to wear. I do put lip balm or lip gloss on underneath it, but you know, that aside, it is very, very comfortable. The color stays on my lips, even though it does transfer. The Ultra Satin formula, for me at any rate, it stays on my lips in the sense that the color stays behind. I would say probably the Ultra Satin lip will last on me for about 5 or 6 hours before I have to take it off and reapply. The last lip product that I wanted to talk about today is the NYX Liquid Suede in Cherry Skies. And you saw me wearing this in a video not long ago. I don't remember which one because my memory is terrible, but I do remember putting it on and just being like blown away by how pretty it was. And I'm swatching it right here. This is a beautiful, exactly what it says, cherry red color. And that's it swatched right there. That's like the biggest swatch ever. I was really surprised by the NYX Liquid Suede formula. It is extremely comfortable to wear. It reminds me a lot of the Smashbox Always On formula in, you know, a lot of ways. It lasts about 8 hours, just like the Smashbox. And it's extremely comfortable to wear, just like the Smashbox. Here's the range of colors that I've been wearing in the month of October. Reds, and not quite berries, which I'm glad. I've been kind of tired of the berry lip trend a little bit. I've been trying to look for something different, and I think that these lip colors are fitting the bill in that they're not quite your usual fall colors, but they are definitely, you know, for the fall, if you know what I mean. So I also wanted to talk about some brushes that I received. I got a note from mymakeupbrushset.com asking me to review some of their brushes, and they sent these to me. I've been trying them out, and the only reason that I haven't put up a full-on review for these brushes is because they are currently sold out, and I don't want to do a full review and recommendation of a product if it isn't available for you guys. So yeah, I've been holding on doing the review until those come back in stock, but I would like to talk about these 4 brushes though, just really briefly, not anything in depth. They're inexpensive, first of all. The entire set was $15.99, and I have to say that of the brushes that I was sent, these 4 are my absolute favorites. You've got a domed crease brush here, and we also have a small, I think this is supposed to be like a detailed concealer brush or something like that. I don't know. I use it to apply highlight to small areas like the tip of my nose, maybe the bridge of my nose, the inner corner. That's primarily what I use this brush for, and it does a great job. I mean, technically, I think you could probably even use this to contour your nose. And then I have this bigger fluffy brush that I use to put my highlight on, and it is the perfect size for applying highlight to the upper cheekbones, also to above the brow. And yeah, so that's really what I've been loving this brush for, and using it pretty much every day for that. And then the other brush that I'm using all the time, I don't know, it's kind of like a flat top brush. I don't know if it's meant for foundation, but I use it for contour. I use it to apply my powder contour. I really, first of all, love how the brush feels in my hand, and I mean, look at this finish. Can you just die? I use it because it's perfect. I know I've used different contour brushes and said they're amazing, but this one honestly is the best one I have tried to date. It fits perfectly right there under my cheekbone, and it makes it super easy to apply my contour. Also to this spot here, as you can tell, it fits really well right in that spot. And then I have been, you know, I use it for all of my contouring. These 4 brushes are really nice. I will link them below when they become available. I've been really loving these brushes and gravitating toward them. They're really nice, and hopefully I'll have a review for you here pretty soon. Let's see, the next thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is hair care, and the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Night Cap Overnight Perfector. This stuff is so amazing for my hair. My hair loves it. I've used it the other day, and I just love how soft and how conditioned and healthy my hair looks with this. And it makes my hair super shiny. The way you use this is you're supposed to put this on overnight after you wash your hair, or if you haven't washed your hair. I'm not a big fan of adding product to my hair if it's not 100% clean. I don't use it in that way. If I do happen to wash my hair before, you know, at night before going to bed or whatever, I will put this on and, you know, sleep on it. I use this when I have washed my hair and know that I'm going to spend a few hours before I dry it. So that way it has an opportunity to penetrate the hair like it's supposed to. I have not used this where you put it on and then immediately start styling your hair. I have at least allowed a few hours in between the application and the actual styling to use this. All right, we're almost done. The Next thing I wanted to talk with you guys about is this mask that I received again as a sample. I tried this Needles No More 3D volumizing mask from Dr. Brandt. And I have been trying masks for the last several months now, and I have tried Glam Glow, I've tried all kinds of sheet masks, I've tried snail masks. I mean, I've tried all kinds. And of all of the ones I've tried, I really liked the Fresh Black Tea mask. I thought that one was really good, but this one has beat it. My face, first of all, it tingled a lot when I wore it, and I was a little worried that it was going to cause problems with my rosacea. I do have a little bit of rosacea, and stuff like this will sometimes irritate my skin because it's bringing the blood to my skin, and that's usually what causes a flare-up. This stuff, even though it tingled, and I was a little bit worried, once I rinsed it off, my skin felt like brand new skin. You know, my skin was firmed up. It was really supple and fresh, and it just looked really, really nice. And it actually kicked off all of the new skincare that I've been trying recently, because I noticed that my skin, the texture of my skin was starting to get really, really bad. My pores were just like it just felt like they were getting bigger and bigger and saggier. And so I decided that it was time to really amp up my skincare game. And so I kicked it off with this particular mask with the Needles No More, and I am definitely going to buy a full size of this little guy because it was really good. I really like the way that mask worked. I can't wait to use this again. I really, really enjoyed the way it made my skin look, and it was just a great way to kick off a brand new skincare routine. The last thing that I have for you is something else that I've added as part of my skincare routine, my nightly skincare routine, and I'm really, really liking the effect that it has. So I've been using the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA liquid with salicylic acid, and that's it right there. What it does, it creates radiant, even-toned skin, it reduces redness and builds collagen, and it unclogs and diminishes enlarged pores. It is clinically proven, non-irritating, 100% fragrance-free, no added dyes, no animal testing, and it says that it is an exfoliant. So I use this after I've washed my face. If I've toned, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, after toner, but before I apply my serums. This is just a liquid that I'm putting on my skin and also on my neck and my chest, and I have to say that this has been a game changer for my skincare routine. I received this actually over a year ago when I ordered some skincare from Nordstrom. I guess it was kind of like a gift with purchase, and I got a full-size bottle of it, and it's been sitting in my drawer for over a year. And then, you know, when I was looking at skincare and the things that I might be able to do to improve it, I stumbled across salicylic acid as being something that might be beneficial, and it's kind of like the pre-step, I think, to my going to retinol. I want to see how well the salicylic acid works on my skin, and then I think at some point I may add retinol to it, or, you know, alternate. I'm not exactly sure. I'm still doing some research on what the best thing is. You know, it's like, would it be salicylic acid? Should it be retinol? I'm doing research and trying to figure that out, because I think after I've run out of the salicylic fluid, I may go to retinol. I don't think I'm supposed to use them together because I think that they would cause a lot of irritation, and unnecessary irritation. If you guys know, though, if you have any advice that you can give me where it comes to using salicylic acids and retinols and all that stuff, if you guys have had experience with that, if you could leave me some information in the comments below. I'm very interested in trying something different, and I want to get my skin to a place where, you know, it's as beautiful and as supple as it possibly can be. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any experiences with retinol or with salicylic acid. So yeah, leave me some info below, please. I am really, really interested in knowing, because I really want to take my skincare routine to the next level. I think that's all that I have today for my October favorites. I said I didn't have a lot, but it feels like I've been talking forever. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you so much for returning. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button so that you'll know when I'm putting out new videos. If you found this useful or entertaining, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I guess I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.